Welcome back here to the What's Cooking Today program from CRN Digital Talk Radio, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn. That's Paul Stern. Dave Petty producing the show for Jack Roberts today. Eric Hines is with us from the first edition of the show. And we've got the author, Jane Buckingham, of The Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations. Jane, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. What is a sticky situation for a modern girl?
Oh, gosh, I think they range the gamut, which is why we wanted the book to range the gamut. So in Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations, we cover everything from love and relationships and kids to, beauty and fashion and home and the work world. It's all those things, those little messes that you find yourself into that you just wish you had a little trick or tip to get out of.
Yeah, so you're saying that the modern girl can find the things. Like I was looking, this book is on sale now, right? You've written this book to get it. So you run into, let's say, you're divorced and you run into your ex-mate. Someone says you want to look hot for that. What do you care about that? Do you want to look hot for your ex?
Yes, of course you do.
Well, I don't understand that thinking.
I'm with you, Jane. Totally. Yeah.
You always want them to think that even if you left them or what happened, you always want to think that, you look good and
that you're on the up and up, right? That you're on the up and up and things are good and you're so much better without them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But you still want to look good. And, it always seems to happen at that moment when you left the gym and you're, sweaty and your hair's up in a ponytail and you're with some hot new girl and it doesn't feel that good. So that's actually one of the best things about social media these days is that you can sort of quickly upload a new picture of you, at a fabulous event, doing something fabulous or looking fabulous, because chances are it'll work its way back to him. But also, I think that women forget that men don't focus on the negatives as much as we women tend to criticize.
That's right. I'd say it's exactly right. And so you become crazed about it, and I don't think the guy cares that much.
You know what? I think that's a real lesson, even for sticky situations, which is that you can't take them all so seriously. You have to just have a little more confidence, trust that you can work it out, and if you go into it confidently and also with a little sense of humor, chances are it'll work itself out in the end.
Now, Jane, one of the things you tackle in your book is the botched fake tan.
That's never a good thing. The good news is that these days, there are better self-tanners out there, and you should always mix one with a moisturizer because that actually helps to keep it from, clumping on your body. But they have, like Saint-Tropez has a detox, which I think is really funny, from your tan. So it's basically if you sit in oil in a bath, that'll help take it off. You can also put your fingers in, I know this sounds strange, in a bowl of denture cleaner, like if you get it around your nails, and it'll help take it off.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever done the fake tanning. Me and my wife did the fake tanning thing.
You did?
Yeah, and you do get it on your hands, and you have, like, orange fingertips, and, it's really bad. And then the worst part is if, like, behind your legs you get, like, the weird streaks, we all seen the girl walking down the street with the brown streaks down her leg.
Yeah, it's never a good
It's not attractive, yeah.
I always thought there was an accident on something they ate, but that was a whole other story. We're talking with Jane Buckingham. She is the author of The Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations. And you also talk about in the book about you're talking to your best friend and finding out that the best friend's husband's cheating on her. What do you do in a situation like that?
That is such a tricky situation. I think, first of all, you got to make sure that you are 100% sure it's really happening. And
How do you do that?
Well, if you have real evidence, this can't be, hey, I saw him having lunch with a pretty blonde. This has to be, you caught them coming out of a hotel room, you saw them kissing, whatever it is.
I've had more evidence than that.
Well, you might want to have a little more evidence. But whatever the evidence is, if you're really convinced, I don't think you go to your friend. I think you go to the husband and you say, look, you know what? I know this is going on. Don't try to deny it with me. But you know what? I think it's your mess. It's not mine. And you need to tell her within 24, 48, 72, whatever period you want to give them. And then, they should really be the ones working it out themselves.
Yeah, be careful, because you could end up on CBS's 48 Hours then when you disappear or something at the husband.
What about that show Cheaters, where you call up that agency to kind of...
Yeah, would you call Cheaters to check it out?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a big fan of surreptitious.
Is that a little
like
exploitative,
that.
if I could ask?
Well, you know what? Everybody has to, I guess, make their money the way they do. But I think you don't want to make it off of somebody else's pain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you definitely would go and talk to the husband of your best friend and say, hey, what's going on? And what if he says, yeah, it's going on? What are you going to do about it? Then what do you do?
If he says he's not going to tell her, you say, well, then I have to. I can't know this and not do anything about it. So you can say, I'm giving you the chance to make it right and, deal with it. Otherwise, I have to tell my friend. And, I think so many people do cheat because they want to be out of a relationship anyway. So, if they are looking for a reason to get caught or maybe they want you to be the messenger. Maybe they don't want to be the ones who have to give the bad news.
Jane Buckingham is with us. She's written The Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations. This isn't the only book that you've written. You had The Modern Girl's Guide to Motherhood, didn't you?
I did, and also The Modern Girl's Guide to Life started the whole thing.
Oh, so these are kind of a series of things going on.
So not like a one-trick pony there.
Yeah, she's been researching this. And it's what other situations are you talking about in here? Like, let's say family members. What if there's family members coming over and you just don't get along with some of the in-laws, whatever? What do you do in a situation like that?
Oh, gosh. I think it's really sticky when you don't get along with your in-laws because you really do marry into a whole family. And I think the reality is that you have to remember that, especially, it's usually the wife and the mother they're the mother-in-law is the cliche, that no one stops being a parent. You don't stop when your kid gets married. You're always the mother. You're always going to care. And so it's really more about having empathy and trying to figure out the situation. Now, if this person just drives you nuts, and that's the reality of the situation, you need to be polite. You need to do the, couple of visits, but you don't need to always be around. You can allow your spouse to
go hide. That's what I say. Go hide from it, and don't answer the door. That's good, too. What's the website where we can get the book?
It's available on Amazon.com or also ModernGirlsGuide.com.
Thank you, Jane Buckingham, the author of The Modern Girl's Guide to Sticky Situations. We'll continue straight ahead. What's cooking on CRN? Who's watching your home when you're